Hi, hello, and welcome back to CRICSTATIC Season 3. I am Tasmai Krishnan, the creator and host of this podcast, which is powered by Wannabuy, an exclusive buyers-only requirement listing portal which uses its stupendous AI algorithms to make the matching and the buying process an absolute breeze. They've got all bases covered from real estate to buying a vehicle. Everything is available on their website www.wannabuy.in. They have an app of their own which is compatible on both iOS and Android. So what are you waiting for? Do download the app, do visit their website to enjoy a hassle-free process as a customer and also to face an interface on a user-friendly platform. So once again, thank you Team Wannabuy. They've given the much-needed development in the buying and the rental processes. And if you're still slogging on the streets looking for apartments or looking for renting, I can't resonate to that being a Wannabuy user. So I highly recommend the app. I highly recommend their website. Please do check them out. And thanking them, we begin this mega episode. The Gujarat Titans versus the Chennai Super Kings at the CSK's fortress, the Chepauk Stadium. And I must, before I start this episode, a huge shout out to Shubman Gill. The way he marshaled his troops against Mumbai Indians, who were any day the favourites coming on to this game, both on paper and even when you look at the pedigree of the side, in comparison to an inexperienced Gujarat Titans. His first game as IPL captain, Shubman Gill, he took over the reins as if he was born for it. And the way he led the team was fantastic. He captained from the front. His bowling changes were very inspirational. The way he brought in Spencer Johnson for the 18th over, 19th over was fantastic. And that shows how much trust he bestows in his, prime fast bowler Umesh Yadav for the last over. And I think the plan was very simple from Umesh and Shubman that I'm just going to bowl short. You keep the men behind. Let him pull me. Let him play across the line. And he's going to inevitably get out to the deep fielders. So very planned, very sorted captain. And I see a lot of MS Dhoni in Shubman Gill. And I say this because MSD from the exterior is a very calm and a very composed person. He's got this very calm demeanor, but from inside, he's one of the most aggressive people I've ever, seen on, television or even in the stadium. You can constantly see him doing, changing stuff up, and he's always so, he's always in the game, a lot of passion, and I see that in Shubman Gill as well. He's very calm, very composed, but every now and then you can see that passion, you can see that aggression instilled within him. So I'm very excited for what Indian cricket has unearthed in the form of Shubman Gill as a leader for the future. I definitely see him as a captaincy candidate, and he's going to be one heck of a leader for the Indian team in the future, mark my words. But with that, we begin this episode, CSK versus GT. Let's delve right into the analysis of this game, and starting off with the playing 11s. So I think CSK is the type of team that says that, once I play the first game, and if I win the first game, I only recognize those 12 players now, 12 because of the impact player rule now, because they never like to rejig their playing 11 and go in with some new faces or even give an opportunity to other players, because they've always been that type of a team. They believe in backing their players for the rest of the tournament, give them that time to set in. Only after the 7-game stage, if nothing works out, then they'll try and make a few changes. Unlike other teams who try and experiment early on, try to sort out their combination by playing, it's a trial and error method. But CSK are very clear. The experienced pros start, and I think that's why they always go for the seasoned pros in the auction. They try and maximize their output through experienced players. They say that you have played the IPL before. There's no use of me going to experiment now. I want you to go out there and play like how you've been playing for all these years. And I think that's exactly where you'll see a lot of senior pros in this level. But anyways, now coming on to the playing 11s, I see only one change, and it's very harsh on Tushar Deshpande, I must say. He's still relatively inexperienced. He might have played for the Delhi Capitals. He might have played in the opening game in 2022. He might have taken around 15 odd wickets last season, but you still have to give it to him. At the death, he's not your best option. In all honesty, Tushar Deshpande is not your best option because he's bowling it on a length. He's bowling it in your batsman's arc. He's bowling it on a slot, in the slot. So he's giving the batsman the range that he needs. So Tushar Deshpande ideally is not, he's neither your bowler who can come in and bowl at those 14th and 15th over and be that enforcer. Neither is he your power play bowler who can swing the ball, magnificently up top. But I definitely feel that Tushar Deshpande is still a work in progress. You've got to give him time. He will play for India one day, no doubt about that. He's improved his batting big time as well. But you've got to give him that time. You've got to let him set in first. He came in, but I was still left very perplexed by seeing Shardul Thakur not being there in that 11. Because for someone who's represented the country on numerous occasions, so for someone who's coming off an ecstatic domestic season, someone who adds very extreme value to your batting depth, both the captains of the side, I must say that MS Dhoni and Ruturaj Gaikwad both like extra batting depth, but I thought he was a direct starter. Until and unless there were any fitness issues, I don't see why he didn't start. But I think that's the one change that CSK might consider. let Deshpande work on his death bowling skills. I was very happy with the way he bowled to Dinesh Karthik. Everyone will say he bowled so many extras, but I think the way he bowled, that it was a very gutsy over. You know the batsman is going to move that side. You can try and hit the stumps. But what Deshpande did was that he went wide. He knew that he's not going to give DK that shot over extra cover. He said, if you want to get the runs off me, you've got to get the runs off a good shot. And that shows a bowler who's got a very good attitude. Because had it been someone else, they probably would have gone for the stumps. They would have tried to approve the stumps in the process. You never know. Dinesh Karthik being a crafty player through the leg side, all he had to do was just give it a little swivel and a paddle. It would have gone for a 6 because the fine leg boundary is very short at Chepak. So very gutsy bowling from him, and he persisted with that. That's what I liked. He mixed it up as well towards the end, a short ball from the same length. So he's got all the class, he's got all the potential to become a successful death bowler, but he's still got to work on that accuracy, because it's never easy to hit 6 out of 6 on the tram line. The great DJ Bravo, the bowling coach of the Chennai Super Kings, struggled with that over the years. So imagine how hard it would be for someone as inexperienced as Tushar Deshpande. But yeah, I think that will be the only change that CSK might consider. In fact, because MSD and Rutu and Fleming, that whole team management are the kind of people who say that, let's give him another 13 games. Let's see what he has. Let us at least give him another 5 games. If he still can't prove himself, then we'll replace him with the left arm seam option in Mukesh Chowdhury. But now coming on to the Gujarat Titans, I'm going to address this whole 11 and give you a brief on every single player in this, again, because I feel I was very, very happy by the way this squad went. When you have someone, in the class of Shubman Gill opening the batting, Vridhiman Saha's role becomes very simple. All you have to do is exploit the power play. If you can bat through 12 overs, bat through the 12 overs. I think Vridhiman Saha has brought his inner beast out in the Gujarat Titans. The way he's exploiting the power play, field restrictions, it's fantastic to see. I mean, it looks like it's the same Saha from the past who amassed that 100 in the finals, I think in the 2014 finals. So it's fantastic to see him go the way he is. And then, of course, along one down, when you have someone as consistent as Sai Kishore, you never need to be concerned. I mean, last match, the player of the match, very, very, very matured player. When he's in the middle, he's always trying to rotate strike. He knows exactly when to go for the big hit. And a lot of people will only look at Sai Sudarshan as a classicist. They'll probably see Sai Sudarshan and say, oh, right, Sai Sudarshan, he can play the cover drive beautifully. He's got a very good flick shot. His wrist movement is fantastic. The way his body weight falls down is, it's superb to see. But he's also a very good player of the scoop shot. He's a very good player of the slog sweep. Let's not rule out that factor. And being the hometown boy when it comes to Chepak, I think it's going to be a cakewalk for Sai Sudarshan to make at least 30 plus until and unless Ravindra Jadeja pulls off some magic, because I think this surface is going to grip. I'll come to the surface later. At number 4, Omar Zai, who had a great outing in my opinion. He was very good with the new ball. So Omar Zai is another player which I'm looking forward to. Vijay Shankar, I thought wouldn't retain his place in this 11 at least. But because he has so much experience playing at Chepak, being from Chennai, I think they might want to have Vijay Shankar in the mix. So Vijay Shankar definitely, because in this lineup, you're looking at your number 4 and number 5 to consolidate one spot. That was Hardik Pandya's spot. So you're looking at Omar Zai with the ball and Shankar with the bat. And then you're also saying a little bit of Omar Zai, a little bit of David Miller, a little bit of Tewatia. I think Shah Rukh Khan might walk into this 11 as an impact player, at least is what I'm looking at. But he is not in my 11 as of now. David Miller at number 6, the destructive David Miller. He's been an absolute sight to behold with the bat over the years. Then, of course, you have Rahul Tewatia, just comes in, the Iceman, just finishes games for fun. What he did last game was nothing short of excellence. Then you have Rashid Khan, who might have a great game on this Chepak surface. The ball will grip, the ball will turn. The black soil surface, yes, it's going to hit the batters, but second half, if you're bowling second, it's going to be terrific. It's going to be a terrific outing for Rashid Khan. Then, of course, you have Umesh Yadav. Umesh Yadav bowled a fantastic last over in my opinion. I in fact even posted an Instagram story after the first ball saying that no, nothing short here, Umesh. You've got to be a little full. But the way, he stuck to his plan. He said, I'm just going to bowl into the surface. If you have the guts, go for the pull shot. If you have all the power in the world, go try and uppercut me. But I think the way he bowled, he stuck to his plans. I think I think that will be the happiest moment for Ashish Nehra in the dressing room. And then of course I think I'm going to play Sai Kishore in this 11, in my 11 again. He bowled a fantastic spell last game, 4 overs, 23 runs for a wicket of Rohit Sharma's. It takes a lot of effort, and it was a commendable effort in fact from Sai Sudarshan. A very good spell of bowling. Sai Sudarshan might not look as your bowler who will come in and pick up wickets for you, despite finishing as the highest wicket taker in the Ranji Trophy. But in T20 cricket, he's your defensive option. He's going to come in and say, my 4 overs, I'm not going to concede more than the number of balls I'm going to bowl. So I think that's terrific of Sai Kishore. And then Of course, you have Mohit Sharma. I mean, the way Mohit Sharma has been bowling over the last 2 years, it's been tremendous to spectate. I mean, coming in and bowling those uncanny cutters and using all his variations to good, strengthen the death overs. It's fabulous to watch as as an ardent cricket fan. For someone to rejuvenate their career after what he had gone through as a net bowler for the same team to come in, and I think the impact player rule also boosted his chances of playing in the 12. And he did a fantastic job. He's been, I think, Mohit Sharma in this venue bowling those cutters and uncanny slower ones and all those variations that he has up his sleeve. It's going to be extremely hard to face him, including the back of the hand ball, which I forgot to mention. But another impact option that I want to talk for the Gujarat Titans is going to be Noor Ahmed. I have a feeling I think Gujarat Titans might bring in Noor Ahmed, because when you're looking at Sai Kishore and Rashid, but you already have two quality spinners. You have Rahul Tewatia as well, who you can resort to probably 2 overs. He's not your 4-over bowling spinner. Yes, he's picked up 3 wickets versus CSK in 2020, but I don't think they'll be very much inclined towards bowling Tewatia, especially Shubman Gill, because I don't know what kind of a captain he is. I haven't judged too much of him with regard to his bowling changes, but I think in this match I'll be able to find out. I think Noor Ahmed is going to be a definite pick for the impact player rule. But now coming on to the conditions and the toss, I think whoever wins the toss will like to bowl first. There won't be a lot of moisture, but because of the sea breeze, which I'd spoken about in the first game as well, yes, there wasn't a lot of movement, but there was a little bit of movement. And I think the movement, I think because the pitch was a fresh deck, you could see it immediately. And the way Mustafizur Rahman was bowling on that deck, and the way Yash Dayal also operated on that deck, it clearly indicated that this surface hasn't been used for a long while, or this surface is fresh deck. It's the first time you're playing on, and I think it's this latter. I think it's a fresh deck. The ball was just flying off the surface. He's getting it to skid at a good pace. So I don't think Mustafizur's position in this side is even touchable. I rate him higher than Patirana, in fact, and I say this because he's a multifaceted bowler. He comes in at different stages of the game and operates with the ball, and he always gives his 1000% on the field. That's what I like about him. A very safe fielder also now. And the way he bowls, he runs in. I always associated, Mustafizur Rahman to a death bowling gun. Someone who can come in and bowl towards the death. Roll his fingers over the ball, he bowls a wonderful back of the hand slower one, and he can also execute the same delivery as a Yorker. So I thought Mustafizur Rahman would be a gun death bowling option. I thought he was an absolute steal at the auction. I remember saying it with my colleague Surya that he was a steal of the whole auction. But I just have a feeling that this deck is going to aid the fast bowlers. It's going to fly off the surface. Because of the sea breeze, it might swing a little bit early on for whichever side is opening the bowling. You might get a good, ample amount of movement early on. But I don't think there'll be a lot of moisture, despite it being the impending summer season now coming on. I don't think there'll be a lot of movement, or because there won't be a lot of moisture. And I'm talking about seam movement. I'm not contradicting my swing movement. I'm talking about the seam movement of the surface, because I don't think there'll be a lot of dew and moisture at that. I was present in the Chebag Stadium for the CSK versus RCB game, and if you see right under the lights, you can see at least a little bit of dew or moisture setting in. But I saw very, very little, and it only was coming from that side. It was blowing from the stand where I was sitting in the KMK stand. It was blowing right above that, because the water is right behind. So if it comes, I don't think it's going to come in the first few stages of the game. And if it does, a very minute chance of it happening. But if it does, I think it's only going to dew will only show up towards the 15th or the 16th over of the second half of the game, the second innings. But now coming on to the pitch review, I've already briefed upon it. I think it's going to be a batting friendly pitch. I can expect at least 170 plus on the surface. Yes, last match the ball was sticking a little bit onto the surface, but I think now, because the pitch has eased out a little bit and there's black soil, yes, it's going to grip a lot more. I think Ravindra Jadeja, Sai Kishore, Rashid Khan, Noor Ahmed, who's not a definite starter, but still, Rahul Tewatia, all the spinners are going to enjoy a good field day on the field, because the ball is definitely going to grip. Whether the degree of turn is, I'm still uncertain about, because the pitch at the same time is a little eased out, so you never know. The bounce might also be a considerable factor, but I have a feeling it's going to grip and turn a lot more than it did versus RCB. And it's definitely, as I said, it's going to be spin friendly. Chepak and not being spin friendly, I don't think MSD would agree to a game on that deck then, because we have seen over the years how he likes overutilizing his spinners, if you could say so, on such wickets, from Suresh Raina to Jagati. He used to bowl everyone. So I think we're looking forward to a wonderful game of cricket lined up. And my prediction for this game, of course, is going to be that the Chennai Super Kings are going to win, and Ruturaj Gaikwad crosses 50 as the first time as a captain. So I'm looking forward to an enthralling game of cricket. Thank you so much for tuning in to CRICSTATIC Season 3. powered by Wannabe, the world's first exclusive buyers only 360-degree portal. I am Tasmai Krishnan signing off. Thank you. Have a great day.